everyone, it's Darkseeker here again. Welcome to another Hearthstone video, and this time we are looking at Thijs's Astral Communion Druid on Standard Mode Ladder. So, why play this deck? Well, I wanted to have a bit of fun. I was getting bored with Dragon Warrior, with Zulok, you know, your usual Standard Mode Ladder Tier 1 decks. So I thought, hey, let's try something different. And this is a deck you don't often see on the ladder. It's very rare to come up against it, so it can surprise your opponents. And if they've never faced off against it before, they don't know what to do. It's great. How does the deck work? Well, Astral Communion is in this deck. It costs 4. Essentially, it says discard your hand and gain 10 mana crystals, which on the following turn you can then start playing your big threats. So the idea is you get it in your opening hand, you play it on turn 4, or ideally you innovate it out early, perhaps with the coin, and you essentially then win the game because the following turn those big threats can be played. If you don't get Astral Communion in your opening hand, and you don't always do, you can still ramp up using Keeper, using Wild Growth, and you can still innovate out some threats. And if you're behind on the board, you play your taunts like Master Jouster, Ancient of War, Bog Creeper to soak up those enemy minions, letting you live long enough to still play your big threats later in the game. And that's how this deck works. It's interesting, it's fun. You know, you've got cards like Deathwing, which can be the ultimate comeback mechanic if you're still losing. Soggoth the Slitherer can't be targeted by hero powers or spells, so he's a great taunt. Northsea Kraken for that surprise 4 burst damage to either get lethal or to clear the board. Ice Howl for board clears and trading. Alex Straza to get their health down to 15 in the early game. Hey, this deck's fun. We're going to have a look at a few highlights now of this deck in action, and we're going to see how we do on the Standard Mode Ladder. Okay, rank 16 against a rogue. Notice in this game we have not drawn the Astral Communion, so we just ramp out some threats. Hey, we win the joust. And hey, it's worth noting that you're probably going to win jousts with this deck because you have so many late game threats. And just playing Master Jouster, when I played him there with the Innovate, it's significant. How does the rogue get through this? He's probably going to have to invest spells. Probably eviscerate, right? Trade in. Trade in. Okay, wants to preserve the shield. Oh, no spells. Okay, well, here, the Divine Shield minions are slightly annoying, but we're going to draw a card. I'm actually going to pop the shield on that one. Okay, Keeper, sure. Use the hero power, we clear the 2 attack minion, which had the Divine Shield. I mean, another play there would have been to have just left it alone and focused on clearing the loot hoarder. But, yeah, I just wanted to remove a Divine Shielded minion. That just felt like the right thing to do. Is he going to Cold Blood? No, he's going to Abusive. Okay, so he's going to clear it. But he's having to invest significantly here to clear this minion. But he's flooding the board, and it's pretty annoying. So here I can just Keeper. The question is, do I want the ramp or the minion? I think I want the minion here. Why have I done that? Usually you'd ramp up, you'd choose the mana crystal over the 2/2. But in this situation, I have the Ancient of War next turn, and I've got card draw. I value the minion here because he's flooding. Wow, Argent Commander. I've seen that a few times now played in Rogue. It's sort of a comeback from the past. It's really interesting. Interesting. We just play Ancient of War here. And we kill off the minion that we can kill off. He has to get through 10 health. That's significant.
Funnel cake.
This is our town.
Okay, so his solution here, flood the board. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, he can break through. He can break through the Ancient of War, but I'm playing another taunt. How is he going to get through Bog Creeper? Yes, he says well played. He realises it may soon be over for him, but I'm just going to clear the board there. Make it difficult for him to trade into my taunts by killing off his minions as best as I can. What did he get? That scares me.
Where shall I
Oh my god. Don't know if that'll be enough though. He still can't clear both. That's important. It's clearing the right one, because now that Druid of the Claw is protecting him. But I have North Sea Kraken. I also have Cenarius for the taunt value. So instead of clearing the 4-2 with Kraken and passing, I'm actually valuing clearing his taunt. It puts my Ancient of War down to, down to 6 health, but that's okay. He's still going to have to invest to clear the Ancient of War and probably lose his 4-2 in the process. So it's okay. And then I can play Cenarius and get 2 more taunts. It's fine. Oh, I've also got Soggoth as slitherer. I'm okay. How can I lose this? Well, my health total is a little bit low and it's a rogue, right? How's he gonna get through? Cold Blood? Abusive Sergeant? Okay, Cold Blood, sure. Oh wow, okay. Sure. Huh. Interesting. I have 3 taunt-giving minions in my deck. It's a shame I can't play 2 of them at once. Of course we win the joust. And seeing the South Sea deckhand there, it's just confirmation. This is quite an aggressive rogue we're facing here. And I'm just going face now. And I'm challenging him to say, you have to kill me and or clear my board. Otherwise I win the game. And I'm confident enough to say well played, because how's he going to get through with 1 card in hand? It's over. So this deck, rank 16, it works. And we didn't even need Astral Communion. Fancy that. Okay, another rank 16 game, and I get the Mire Keeper, which is interesting. But we're going to draw a spell here. Oh, and look. Instant snap pick. We drew Astral Communion. Oh, well, this is the dream start. Innovate. Rampart.
That was an error.
Yes, that was an error. Wait, is he saying that he's made an error or that I've made an error? Is he saying that I've made an error? Because I'm about to start playing some massive threats now, turn after turn. Okay, Fiery War Axe. Okay, that's not a massive threat. Right, let's discuss this. Here's a problem with this deck. You play Astral Communion and sometimes you just draw into nothing. Well, that's not nothing, but we can't play it. So now we're behind by a turn. That's actually really annoying. And do you know what? That could actually make all the difference in a game like this. So yeah, you play Astral Communion and sometimes you just draw into dead cards like Wild Growth. Wild Growth's not so much of a dead card because it can draw you a card, but other dead cards like Innovate, for example, Mire Keeper, you'll want the big threats when you have 10 mana. So I'm drawing actually getting a spell here, and this has worked out pretty well, because I was able to play Raven Idol and Alexstrasza on this one turn. So, okay, I'm not as bad off as I thought. Taunting up Alexstrasza could be interesting, but he's probably going to execute her. Yeah, okay, we need to start counting. That's one execute gone. He's also armouring up. That doesn't help me. Yet. But it'll sit on the board and kill off his board, but it can't go face. So kind of a dead draw. Sort of. Maybe. Dunno. We'll see. Oh god, he's armouring up. Okay, and I'm not going to be able to attack with that 10-10. And that's a dead draw. Okay, I'm just going to taunt it. May as well, right? Or maybe that was a misplay. Maybe I should have saved that, because he's just probably going to execute that. But if this forces out the second execute, maybe I'm happy. But yeah, Deathwing is a dead draw. I can't play it. I can't play it. Not yet. So I'm kind of behind. I've had these couple of turns where I've not been able to do anything, and he's been armouring up, armouring up, armouring up. And again, look, another dead card. So the drawback of this deck, drawing multiple dead cards in a row. Mark of the World, not do anything. Deathwing, not doing anything. Innovate, not doing anything. As a Drake, actually doing something for him. It's drawing him a card. And look, there goes the armour again. Oh, look. There's a card. That's a card. To quote a Maz, I love quoting a Maz, that's a card. Because now I can take the initiative. Oh, and he loses a Ravaging Ghoul. That's actually pretty important. Ravaging Ghoul is an activator for execute, and he didn't get that. He just lost it there, so that's pretty significant in the grand scheme of things. The question is, will he execute? Will he execute one of these minions? Oh boy, tanking up. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We use Astral to trade here, I guess. And if he wants to face tank it, he's going to take 12. So I'm kind of happy, I guess, that I cast Mark of the Wild on it, even though it seemed like a bit of a waste. The extra damage could really matter here that he takes to the face because of, you know, his ability to tank up. My keeper is a dead draw again. More dead draws, right? We're drawing our ramp cards when we'd already ramped up. It's quite annoying. Oh, he's gonna bash it. Damn it. Okay. Okay. And he's got 15 armor. That's scary. Oh, Cenarius.
The land serves me.
Now, why didn't I play Cenarius there? There's a reason. I want to try and see if I can build a board up and use Cenarius's buff ability to buff the stats on my board rather than summoning the taunts. Because I've already got a taunt on board. I've got that 5/10. Also wanting to play around Brawl, because if he's got Brawl here, we can then play Scenario. Yeah, look, he's got it. And he actually plays Alex Strauss as champion because he wants to maximise the chance of him winning, and he loses. But the My Keeper survives. Great. Okie dokie. We've seen one copy of Brawl. Therefore, Cenarius can come down. And that's another dead draw. We are getting dead draw after dead draw. This is ridiculous. We may actually be forced to Deathwing at some point soon. Okay, how's he going to deal though with Cenarius and the two taunts? Well, he's got the War Axe. Revenge? Bloody hell, for 2 damage. Wow, this guy's running Revenge in his Dragon Warrior deck and taking advantage of spell power. That's quite good. And he's actually going to kill Cenarius. Wow. So this Dragon Warrior is holding his own. As I say, because I've been drawing dead cards turn after turn, he's actually stabilizing. Okay, that's useful. A Kraken would have been nice. Yasharaj would have been nice. There's a few other cards that maybe I prefer to have, but at least we can test the board. But Shield Slam could really just wreck us here. Bash, spell power damage is 4. Plus, what's he got? Corrupt to trade. Okay. Yeah, he's got the bee's knees here. He is controlling this board like there's no tomorrow, and I'm in trouble. You see, I wasn't able to establish that early game dominance because of the dead draws, and for that reason now, I'm just top decking, playing a card, top decking, playing a card, and each turn he's just clearing it. But he's using up threats in the process, and that's really important to note. Okay, he's using up his removal cards and his threats. Right, we're going to draw here. Or we just play Deathwing. Yeah, we just play Deathwing. Why? Because we need to get rid of Gromash. We cannot have... We cannot have that 10 attack minion on board. Oh, and the Shield Slam. Okay, so should I have drawn instead? Or was I too worried about my health total, even with the armor that I've gained? Hey, it's okay. I mean, the cards we lost... I mean, we lost, what was it? An Innovate, an Astral Communion... Oh, we should be fine. I mean, we should have dumped most of the rubbish cards out of our deck now, so surely we'll just be drawing threats now from this point on. And we've seen a Brawl, we've seen a Grom, we've seen some removal from him. I mean, look, we should be okay, right? Oh wow, look, it's just endless removal here. And tanking up. Wow. Oh, that's ridiculous. And useless. Oh my god. Oh, of course, you get the card draw from it. Oh bloody hell! I misplayed. I shouldn't have armored. I shouldn't have hero powered that. I could have played that. Oh my god, that was a disgusting misplay. Okay, that's my inexperience with this deck, but all right. Okay, so increasing his chances of winning the game by me misplaying. Oh, Chillmore. Interesting. Okay. I guess we just play that, right? There's a very good chance he's got a dragon in hand, but we can just, I mean, we could do some damage to the Blackwing Corruptor, or we could just draw a card. Oh look. Wild Growth, great. Why did I want to damage the Blackwing Corruptor? We could do 1 damage to it, draw a card, and make it vulnerable to the Chillmore's AoE, but he's just going to use it to trade anyway, so that didn't make any sense. I'm not making any sense, because I ain't got a clue how to play this deck, obviously. Oh well, Ragnaros is reasonable. Ragnaros is reasonable. Maybe this deck will turn out to be so powerful that you can misplay with it and still win games. We're running out of cards, and he's tanking up, so that's a concern. Oh look, Yogg! But we're gonna save him. We're gonna save him. Yogg! Hey, that's good. Yogg is gonna be our maybe our emergency resort. I want Ragnaros to do some work here, and Rag removed a minion. I mean, that's pretty significant. So the warrior here may be forced to throw Chillmore in. No, he's not. He's taunting up. Okay. He's taunting up. He's just going to... Okay. So maybe it was a misplay. Maybe I should have Yogged last turn. Oh, that's a spell, but no, we just Yogg now. We just Yogg. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's bad. That's good. That's good. That's good-ish. We cleared the chill more. That's not so good. That does nothing. Hey, full secrets. Yeah, we did okay. Oh yeah, we did okay. So hey, it all worked out. Rag and Yogg on board together. I was sort of a bit concerned because Yogg usually clears boards and there's a danger my Ragnaros would have gone. But no, we took the gamble, it paid off. And yeah, so I did save Yogg in the end for what I'd call a bit of an emergency situation. And whilst Rag did clear a minion, he played a taunt. And yeah, playing Yogg there was sensible. Maybe I should have played it on the turn before instead of Ragnaros. I don't know. Counterspell, get wrecked. Sure. Okay. And now we get another threat. It's pretty good. And we win the joust. But we know Sylvanas is yet to come. It's good information. Go face, of course. Okay. 8. Getting the armor down. That's really useful. We could still win this, providing we have a board. We have Ice Block. I mean, that's useful. Freezing Trap's really good. How's he going to deal with this board? 3 cards. Okay, 3 cards left.
I have no time for games.
Oh, okay, so he actually drew the Sylvanas. Okay. Maybe we just ignore her. I mean, that's the solution against Sylvanas, right? If you don't know what to do when she's on the board and you can't deal with her easily, just ignore her. I mean, I could trade in the Yogg and... No, God, that would be terrible if it stole the Rag. I mean, I could trade Yogg if it stole the Jouster. I could hero power down the shield. Or I could trade the Jouster in, see if it takes the Yogg. Oh no. We just ignore it, right? Because we have the freezing trap up. The only issue is Rag sniping the Sylvanas. That's why I wanted to consider dealing with it. But no, Ragnaros does not snipe Sylvanas. Rag goes face. So that was the right play in the end. It worked out. Good old Ragnaros. Oh, wow. So there's the second copy of Brawl. What is he going to steal? Okay, he steals the Jouster. That could have ended badly if he'd stolen the Rag, maybe. Okay. Yasharaj sends me into fatigue, but it's board presence. It's board presence, right? And we can deal with the shield next turn. It's not a problem. Yeah, I think we're okay now. If Yasharaj can just hit face a couple of times, we're fine. Okay, so the fatigue battle begins for me now. And notice they're dealing 3 damage to break the shield rather than 1, so we don't want to draw a card. It's really important. What's he got left? That's the question. Yeah, we keep Yasharaj healthy. And I'm actually saving that card in my hand in case he has like a Deathwing or something stupid. Druid of the Claw can hang on for a moment. And then we can charge it face at some point. Oh my god! Yep, we called it. It was a Deathwing, but there's a freezing trap up. Yogg may have won us this game by giving us the freezing trap, because Deathwing costs 10. If he attacks with it, it's unplayable. And he has no minions left, so we win the game. We win the game because we can attack, and he can't. Yep. He doesn't know it's freezing trap, right? For all he knows, it could be bear trap, or explosive trap, or something stupid. Right, well, there we go. It's the freezing trap. Well played, sir. Well played. Wow, that game could have gone either way. I benefited from the RNG of Yogg-Saron. Yeah, and that's it. Wow, so even with misplays, we can still get a bonus streak with this deck and get into rank 15. Wow. Hey, that says something about this deck, right? Okay. Rank 14 now with this deck. And going up here with an opening hand that is interesting because we have the Astral Communion. Okay. I didn't mulligan any of the other cards because these are cards you're happy to dump. You don't want to be dumping your fat legendaries after playing Astral Communion. I'm happy to dump Wrath, I'm happy to dump Mire Keeper, and so on. Wrath we can use here to clear minions before we get to turn 3, obviously. Bit sad to be dumping Astral, a bit sad to be dumping... Definitely sad to be dumping Ancient of War. Druid of the Claw, yeah, sort of. But we'll play Astral Communion next turn and we should be fine. Okay, he's just armouring up, so... He's got nothing to do. Oh no, we're dumping Deathwing. Do I want to play Astral Communion then? Do I? No, I'm not. I'm just playing Mire Keeper. And I'm ramping. See, interesting choice I've made there. I'm happy with the fact that on turn 5 I can play Druid of the Claw. Turn 6 I can Wrath something. Turn 7 is Ancient of War. Turn 8 will do something. We may draw a card for turn 8. Turn 9 Astral. So yeah, you see, Astral Communion didn't seem terribly good if you're dumping these cards. Particularly that Ancient of War, which is a big taunt. And let's not forget with Wrath, we can draw a card as well. Okay, so Astral Communion, dead card in this particular situation. Or maybe I should have played it. I don't know. Maybe I should have played it. Wow, Commanding Shout. Well, we know what this is. This is OTK Warrior, which is seeing an increased presence on the ladder.
Where shall I strike?
Okay. Take that taunt. And if it is OTK Warrior, then those taunts are really going to be important. Ancient of War, Bog Creeper. Okay. So, as expected, he plays the Execute. Ooh, Innovate, sure. We have nothing else we can do on this turn apart from Wrathing that 3/3. We may just do that. We may just Wrath it, kill it. Prioritise now with armouring up with our hero power, because if it's OTK Warrior, we need to see if we can somehow get out of range, although that may not be entirely possible. Because with Worgens and, you know, with Faceless Manipulator, Worgen, they can do a ridiculous amount of damage, so yeah, just armouring up may not be enough, but we'll see. Bog Creeper is good here. And we can just hero power it down, sure. If we can build up the collection of taunts on board, we should be okay. Ancient of War next turn seems fine. We otherwise don't have a turn 8 play. We're sorted for turn 9 though. He needs an Execute for that. He needs some form of damage effect and an Execute. Otherwise he's going to really struggle in this game. Of course, if he kills that, I'll just play H2 War.
Do you like to play with fire?
Okay, Pyromancer, commanding shout, so draw a card, do some damage. Battle Rage, draw cards, execute. Yep, there it is. Okay. 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 Do we hero power that down? Or do we just play H into war? If we hero power, we're not developing anything. No, we just play the ancient, right? Next turn, we have Ice Howl. Or Alex Straza, even. Slam? Okay. Is he going to get through it?
Let the pain
No?
speak to me.
No, he's just drawing. He's just drawing. He's looking for combo pieces, obviously. Okay. We could just play Ice Howl here. Or Alex Straza. Yeah, let's do this. Let's race him. So now I'm saying to this, what looks to be an OTK warrior, I'm going to OTK you before you kill me, and I'm going to OTK you with big, threatening minions like Alex Straza. Okay, card draw continues. More card draw? Oh, he's not dead now. Oh, he's actually going to kill my taunt. Okay. And more card draw. Wow. Yeah. Dead card.
I will mourn your death.
So there are options. I could draw here. See what we get. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I am undefeated.
Oh, we win. And it is confirmed. It is the OTK warrior. We see the faceless manipulator. But I'm just going to go face. I'm just going to continue to race him. Can you imagine if Ice Howl could go face? Okay, more card draw. Okay, he can actually kill it now.
Do you like to play with fire?
Inner range? Is he using combo pieces to clear my board? Okay. And going face or trading? He's trading. Oh, he's using his combo pieces just to survive. And draw more cards. Wow, this is good. This is really, really good. And look, there's Soggoth. Soggoth the Slitherer. Oh, wow. Well, how is he going to get through that? Don't quite know how. No, that's not going to get through Soggoth. Does he have? So does he have more? Does he have other? So look, he's only got. Yeah, he's only got 3 cards left. He must have the Worgen in hand with the remainder of his combo. He's got Faceless Worgen. How many copies of those damage activators, those charge activators, do they run? We're not going to. We're going to preserve the health on our Soggoth there. We'll use the Ice Howl to good effect. I don't see how he gets through the 5/9. So in the end, playing these big taunts has really helped. And Astral Communion has done nothing. So here's an interesting question. What if we just ran one copy of Astral Communion and played something else? Oh my god, he's playing smart. That's a heads-up play. But he's given up his ability to combo me down, right? Because surely they only run one copy of Faceless. So I think we just win. I mean, we can draw something. Meh. Wild Growth is a taunt. That's fine. Yeah. We'll put him into fatigue. We'll put him into fatigue. Why not? And now there are 2 more taunts in the way. So how does he get through that? And we can actually mark the Wild Ice Howl if we really want to. Oh, there's a Worgen. He's out of cards, so look. Charge, okay, so there's a second piece of the combo. Oh, and in a rage, there's the other piece. Okay. So he's running 2 copies of those cards. That's interesting. I guess you would, right? And put yourself into absolute and final fatigue and die. Well played.
Well played.
Wow. And there we go! Another win! On the ladder. Okay, at rank 14. Okay. Let's have a look at one more example. One final game with this deck. We're going to keep the Innovate. Okay. So no Astral Communion. So... It looks like we're going to have to use Wild Growth on turn 2. And then innovate out a big minion. I think that's pretty much going to be the way forward. This is a Shaman. It's probably some form of aggro Shaman. You know, with Trogs and Totem Golems and Lava Bursts. And... Oh look, yes, of course it is. And he gets the Trog on turn 1. Alright, there's my Wild Growth. So next turn we'll have 4 mana. We can innovate out the Master Jouster if we really want to. We'll see whether the Shaman can deal with that.
Did you bring some fish?
Oh, there's an interesting card. Tuskarr Totemic, not giving him a tremendous totem there. But giving him something. Alright, do we win the Joust? Of course we win the Joust. Of course we do. I just have bad memories of playing King's Elec on Hunter and just losing Jousts all the time. I guess that 1/1 proved useful in the end. It broke the shield, but how else does he get through the 6 health?
Don't worry, love.
Oh, okay, that's one way of doing it. But that's his entire board mostly gone. Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, look, and we can play Druid of the Claw now. So, the ramp has helped, but we don't have a play next turn. Ooh, that's a card. That's a card too. How do I want to do this?
What to do?
Do you know? I actually want to kill that. Do I want to kill that? So, instead of drawing a card, we'll do the damage and force a trade, hopefully. Hopefully he doesn't run Hex, which would be a problem. But other than Hex, I don't see how he kills the 4/6 with the 7/4 surviving. Okay, he's trading. That's good. That's good. Okay. Hey, that's actually okay in this situation.
The land serves
Do I want to ramp? Yeah, I do. I'm ramping so I can play Kraken next turn. Having the slime on board, or whatever it is, that 2/2, is it an ooze or a slime? I can't remember. Having that on board could be useful, just as board presence, but we need to be able to play something next turn, so we had to ramp up to play the Kraken. He's taking damage because he values his board. Little does he know, I have a Kraken and a Bog Creeper now. Well, Kraken is sensible, because without Hex, he's going to have to Lava Burst that, or invest significant spells to clear it. Oh wow! Double Flame Tongue. He's going face. Huh. Okay, well, I have a taunt. I have a taunt. We probably just kill the totem here, and not risk it. Yeah, we're gonna miss out on that face damage, but I think it was worthwhile. How does he get through the 6/8? This is the question. So we're in no particular great rush, I don't think. Because I'm going to bank on the fact that he doesn't have a Hex in hand. If he had a Hex, I'm sure we'd have seen it already. No, so Lava Burst. So it's the very aggressive variety of this Shaman. He is able to clear it. But that was an investment of that spell, which was quite significant. Okay. We're in a bit of trouble now then. That doesn't do anything. We dead. 5, 7, 8, 5, 9, 10 and 12. Okay. He's one off lethal. And he's probably got a spell in hand. This is a very difficult turn. I guess this is a situation where, despite playing big threats, Shaman can still burst you down. Maybe I'll just play this. I don't trust Yogg-Saron. I don't trust Yogg to get me out of this. But Yasharaj could bring out the perfect answer. Yep. Yeah, he concedes. Yasharaj brings out Soggoth the Slitherer, and it's over. Wow, what a game. Okay. Well, we're going to finish off this video with one final game, and it's my own little custom deck. I continued playing Thijs' deck on the ladder to mixed success, won some, lost some, and I thought, okay, let's just change things up a little bit. And I put in cards like Dark Arakoa, because of the taunt value, and also Aviana. Why Aviana? Well, she's interesting. You can play her and play your other cards for one cost, and that has incredible potential. If she doesn't die on your following turns, you essentially, if you've got cards in hand, you just play them, and these big threats can really be significant enough to win the game. Alternatively, if you're on turn 10, you play Aviana on the same turn, you have 1 mana spare, and you can play another card that's in your hand on that same turn. So Aviana has some interesting benefits in this deck, providing there are other cards in your hand that you can play. And of course there is Nourish, so you can draw cards, there's Wrath for card draw, there's Wild Growth for card draw, there's Raven Idol for card draw. So there's every possibility that Aviana can be played, and then something else can be played with her, because hopefully you've got those cards in hand. Let's have a look at this clip here. This is fascinating. I have Innovate. down she comes. And look, I can play Alex Strasser to bring myself back up to 15, and the Kraken too. And I bet this mage was not expecting it. This is a tempo mage. A tempo mage that had been doing a really good job of bursting me down, and despite playing some big threats, it just wasn't enough. But Aviana allows Alex Strasser to save me, get me back to 15, and to play a Kraken too. So he's getting through Soggoth there, and he's going face, obviously. Oh, hello. Yasharaj, for one, allows me to hero power. That's actually quite important. The question is, do I have a lethal? No, I don't. So what do I kill? Well, I'd say that the Mana Worm is a priority because it can be buffed.
Will be your end.
I would say that the 3/2 Cult Sorcerer is a priority because of spell power. And we just kill off an Apprentice. The Apprentice here, not so important because he's only going to be drawing one card. That's not great. He's only drawing one card each turn now, top decking, so he's not going to get discounts on spell costs that matter. The 3 damage is important, but other than that, okay, that's it. Looks like we pretty much win this game.
You win.
Yeah, we win. Nice. So there we go, my own little creation there. Not bad at all.